Hello once again. The world news tells us that drugs have been found in the White House. Oh, really? Is that really any surprise at all? Why are people so surprised? And the White House is perfectly named and should perhaps in the future be a euphemism for devil's dandruff or Peruvian marching powder, or even better than that, known as the monkey on the back of Western civilization. Because if you didn't already know, the whole of the Western civilization is swimming in cocaine. And the results are quite obvious. Apart from making people extremely confident, it also makes them very paranoid at the same time. And it also makes you impotent and constipated. So perhaps that's why some politicians are so full of shit and deeply frustrated. There really is so much hypocrisy surrounding drugs. And I'll tell you why. Most working class people have to undergo compulsory random alcohol and drugs tests. And if found guilty, they are immediately prosecuted and sacked, fired. And the reason for this, so we are told, is that people in charge are responsible for their actions. So my question is, why aren't people in charge in high places like banks or corporate environments, including politicians, why aren't they randomly tested? I can tell you, the whole corporate structure is awash with cocaine, and probably in the Houses of Parliament, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was also in Buckingham Palace. I couldn't think of the name. And it comes down to this: one rule for thee, but not for me. Or do as I say, not as I do. And it's total hypocrisy of the highest level. And integrity has vanished from the attributes of all our leaders. And no one seems to understand the word integrity anymore. You know what I mean? Doing the right thing. It's just alien to these sociopaths. For a kick-off, let's first define drugs. You've got hallucinogenic, including mushrooms, opioids, depressants, painkillers, cannabis, heroin, cocaine, fentanyl, and perhaps on a lesser scale, tobacco, alcohol, caffeine, and tea. Would you believe? Now, I'm pretty sure that the majority of people are guilty of trying maybe at least 3 of these. I admit to at least 4. And as a parent, my responsibility was to advise my children whilst remembering my youth. And there's only one way to do that: tell them the truth. Because you know that they will experiment. And I always told my kids this: I can't stop you taking whatever you want, but I can tell you these little facts. If you buy drugs from a dealer, you have no idea what he's done to them. After all, a dealer is out to make money, not to make you feel good. And all drugs can be adulterated with many things. And you, the taker, have no idea what. From flour to talcum powder. Or any white powder, including industrial chemicals like Vim. And talcum powder, by the way, if inhaled, as has been proved, it can cause serious lung damage, including cancer. Now, many people will say, well, you can't adulterate cannabis because it's just a plant. Make no mistake, it can certainly be. And what they do, they spray it with sugar syrup to make it heavier and therefore much more profitable. And have you any idea what inhaled burnt sugar does to your lungs? Just look at history. Ask any sugar plantation owner in the past what happened to their workers. Google it. Don't take my word for it. So, in conclusion, don't lie to your children. If you lie, they'll know that they know you're lying. Just tell them the truth, and hopefully it will, at the very least, make them think twice about taking drugs. And if the highest echelons of society take stimulants to function, then there is something very, very serious with our society. Very, very serious. And if you hadn't noticed already, that in every aspect of structured society, from kindergarten, schools, university, and every institution, including the church, something is drastically wrong. And only drastic action can cure it. And we can start by being honest and not being yes men to appease popular trends. Speak out and shame the devil. Oh, and one more question. If there is a threat of a nuclear fallout from a power station, which could be imminent in Ukraine, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, why, in God's name, aren't the WHO, the World Health Organization, distributing iodine tablets as a precautionary measure? Or is the WHO only interested in profitable vaccines to cure viruses that may or may not exist? And I'll leave you with that little thought. Because here in England, they banned iodine. You can't buy iodine. I'm not sure about iodine for thyroid problems, because that's what nuclear fallout does. It attacks your thyroid. And that's about me today. So please like and subscribe to An Old Man and a Chair. It would be very much appreciated. And I thank you for listening once again. Bye-bye.